Sony does not know when to launch the PS6, and they don't know how much to charge. Wow. Okay. And I hear they're having problems selling the PS5 now because of the price increase. And I think at this point in time, the PS4 had sold more than the PS5 now. I would have found some way to eat it. Sony has said it has yet to decide when to launch the PS6, nor how much it will cost, as memory shortages continue to hit hard. Now, I thought we heard them say that they had prepared for the memory shortage and had ordered enough RAM chips. I could have swore they said they stockpiled some RAM chips. So why is it going up? Why did it go up? In an investor-focused Q&A meeting, Sony said it sold 1.5 million PS5 units in the fourth quarter, ending March 31st, 2026, down from the 2.8 million it sold the same quarter the previous year. That's the worst quarter for PS5 sales since the console launched in November 2020. PS5 is now near 100 million sold mark, 93.7, although it continues to lag behind the PS4. See, this is what I heard about. It's worth remembering that the PS4 had seen various price cuts at this point in its life cycle. See, they had been low. See, as systems get older, they're supposed to come down in price, making it a compelling casual purchase. This generation, however, has swung the other way. Now, I think it would have been incredible if they had fully surpassed the PS4 with the price increases. That would show you just how a must-have product the PS5 is. Sony raised the price of the PS5 by $100 in the US earlier this year, making it even more expensive to buy a new console. All this comes as the PS5 nears its 6th birthday, with the launch of guaranteed system seller GTA 6 in November getting even closer. GTA 6 launches on consoles only and is expected to drive a surge of hardware sales despite recent price increases. The question for Sony and Microsoft is whether they can capitalize on GTA 6's launch by having enough consoles to meet demand. I bet you Microsoft is going to be just fine. For some reason, I think both of them are going to be just fine, but for two different reasons. Sony's projections for the PS5 in the current financial year are based on the volume of memory it can secure at reasonable prices, the company added. Sony, it seems, does not expect a big GTA 6 bump, forecasting annual sales as its gaming business is down 6% to 4.2 trillion yen due to the lower hardware sales. However, it expects gaming profit to rise 30% due to its higher first-party software sales in the absence of a huge impairment loss it recorded against struggling Marathon developer Bungie. Insomniac's Wolverine game is due out this financial year and will surely make a significant contribution. Yeah, I forgot about that coming out. I forgot. I hope they didn't mess it up like they did with Spider-Man 2's story. Spider-Man 2 was a jewel to play, though. An absolute jewel to play. Interesting. Sony said its profit forecast incorporates investment in its next generation platform, which we, of course, expect to be the PS6. During a Q&A, Sony boss said various factors were impacting the cost of consoles, but insisted that Sony has enough materials to see it through the rest of 2026. It's still working out what to do with the PS6 because memory prices are expected to remain high during 2027. Demand for PlayStation gaming remains strong with a growing number of active users on the platform, so the company has a certain amount of breathing room before it has to introduce the next console. Perhaps the most interesting, see, they have some breathing room. So they might put it out 2028, 29, 2030? Probably not. Maybe 2028. Perhaps the most interesting line from the Q&A was the suggestion that Sony is looking at new business models and products to deal with the memory situation. It's hard to know what this could involve exactly, but it's worth noting that Sony is heavily rumored to be working on a cheaper handheld PS6. This makes me think of how things were all effed up in the beginning of the launch of the PS5. And now there's a different problem for the launch of the PS6. It's also worth noting recent reports that Sony may have to delay the release of the PS6 to 2028 or even 2029. That's what I just said, as a result of the AI-fueled chip crisis. In January, an analyst report suggested that Sony may push the launch of the PS6 beyond 2028 and lengthen the PS5 life cycle. That's what I feel. I just got my PS5 Pro. I literally have my old PS5 sitting right here. I got a small TV in here that I was thinking of hooking it up to. I still haven't done it since I bought it. Still haven't done it. And I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have that. I have my Pro downstairs. I bought a disc drive for it so I can start playing my movies on it. I haven't installed that yet. Scarlett's got a PS5 in another room in the house that she used to game. Like, I'm not ready to move up to the PS6. I just spent all this damn money and I bought all of them. I bought my PS5, my PS5 Pro, and I bought her PS5 for her as a present. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, you know, I done got the stuff. The headphones, I got the remote when it came out. I got several controllers. I'm just not ready. It doesn't even feel like it's time. Life cycles of these, the development cycles of these games are longer. You know what I'm saying? You don't get as many first party titles as you think you were going to get. Nintendo's killing it with that. I think Sony has to lean more into their first party titles. And if Microsoft would do that, they might be able to beat Sony. But they haven't, had they? You know, and we need good competition so Sony doesn't just steamroll its customers. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't bogart you, bully you, and itch. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. Has gaming become too expensive? Yes, it has. This is a poll that they have here. Let me hit yes and see what the answer, what the whole results are. Yes, answer. 84.8% of people that voted on this, out of 13,348 voters, says yes, absolutely. It is too expensive, and we don't feel it's time to give up the PS5, y'all. We really don't. We really don't. I'm probably gonna keep that one as a you know, collector's item and sell it. You know what I'm saying? I'm about 120, something like that. You know what I mean? Anyway, post the comments down below. Let me know what you all think. If you enjoyed my thoughts on this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Figure it out, Sony. 10 million subscribers. Woo!